Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie, and I have another fall tier tray for you today. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the bell to be notified when I post, and a thumbs up is very much appreciated. Okay, guys, my tier tray on my kitchen table was still summer. Like, what the heck? It was flamingos. Hello, summer. I had to do something about that. So I'm going to do the theme for this tier tray in little blue trucks and farm fresh pumpkins. And I got a lot of really cute stuff that I picked up that I'm going to use to make that. The first one is this little truck that I got at Dollar Tree. They have these in blue and red, and I think they're new. It's the first time I've ever seen them. I could have left it blue. It was pretty close to what I was going for, but I really wanted it to be a little bit beachier, this like agave color, chalk paint by Waverly. Now, I did have a little trouble painting this, probably because it was like glazed ceramic. So I don't know. I mean, chalk paint goes over everything, but you got to be really careful and no rubbing because the paint totally comes off. But I decided to go over all the surfaces with that. I even go over the windshields because I figure I can just paint those back on. And I got some on my tires, of course. So I'm just going in with a black paint pen and just painting my tires back on. This also has a little camper that you can get. That's what the little hitch is for on the back. I didn't really realize there was a hitch on the back, but it's okay. It doesn't really take away from the piece. They have these in blue and red, and then they have little campers that you can hook up behind them. So super cute, Dollar Tree. So once I get my little tires, I'm just touching up any black that I got on my blue part of my truck. And then I'm just going to go in and paint back on my windshield and my side windows, my back window, just with a little tiny paintbrush and some ivory chalk paint. These were already white, but I was having a hard time getting it painted cleanly because of the glazed, I think. I don't know if I could have done anything. Maybe if I would have roughed it up a little bit with sandpaper, it might have made it a little bit easier to paint, but we pulled it off. And it's super cute. I love the little trucks. I really love the little blue trucks. That's totally my vibe, and I've made a couple little blue trucks for fall, and so this is going to go perfectly with it. And this is going to be for my 3-tier tray, my metal tier tray that's on my kitchen table. I can't believe I still had a summer tier tray up. It might mean I have too many tier trays. Nah, surely not. So I'm going to use some of these little tiny pumpkins for the Dollar Tree that come on the little sticks. Just pulling those off, and the inside cavity underneath like the cab of the truck was all open, so all my pumpkins were kind of going down there, and I don't have very many of them left. So I just filled that in with like half of a plastic grocery bag, and that seemed to take care of the problem. I want to put stems on a couple of these, but only the ones that are on top are going to be seen. So I'm just going to use a skewer, and I'm just going to use a brown paint pen and paint them brown and cut little stems for those 3 little pumpkins that are going to be visible on top, just to make them look a little bit more finished. And that's all there is to this first DIY for our tier tray. Yay! And I'm using my new camera today. There was totally a learning curve. So this is my next DIY. I got this little wood pumpkin at Dollar Tree, and I painted all the surfaces that you could see there with that pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly. And I thought I would make it a little planner. So I just used some foam from the Dollar Tree, some moss from the Dollar Tree, and one of these little greenery bouquets. I just pulled off a couple of the stems and tucked those in there to make them kind of look like, you know, some fancy pumpkin leaves coming out of the top of the pumpkin. And I think that will be a nice addition to our little tier tray. This is a tier tray starter kit that I picked up at Target Dollar Spot. You get 5 items for $5, so pretty cool. What I'm eyeing in this pack is that little Farm Fresh pumpkin sign. It is perfect. I don't have to do anything to it. Yay! I also got this at the Target Dollar Spot the other day, and look how cute it is. I think it was $3, and it's white, which makes it perfect for painting. And so I'm just going over it with my Agave Chalk Paint by Waverly and doing just a rough coat, allowing some of that white to show through. And that is perfect because then I won't even have to distress it. So this was adorable. They also had, I posted like the tractor, the wagon, like the wagons. They have all kinds of really cute stuff. So check out your Target Dollar Spot. They definitely have all their fall stuff out now. So he looks perfect. I also got these little pumpkin fillers from the Target Dollar Spot for $3. And they're really nice because the painting on them is way better than the ones at the Dollar Tree, so I don't have to repaint them. And I'm just going to fill the back with the tiny ones. There was like 2 sizes in there. And these were just called vase fillers, I think, from the Target Dollar Spot. And we have another little blue truck DIY complete for the tier tray. Okay, we need pumpkins for the tier tray. I picked up both of these pumpkins at Dollar Tree. This one is concrete. It's really cool. It's kind of flat and squatty. And painting the concrete was kind of like staining it a little bit. But I got pretty good coverage, and it's a really cool looking pumpkin. I really like this one. I probably should have got more of those. They had so many different kinds of pumpkins available this year. The other one that I'm going to paint there is that white one. It's kind of like got a crackle finish all over. So I'm going to go over that with that same pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly and only do 1 coat so you can kind of see that cool crackle pattern like show through. It was really pretty as well. I had to be a little careful painting this one as well, just like the little blue truck that I painted earlier. It is like glazed ceramic, so if you like rub it at all, like the paint that you just put on there is totally going to come off. And I'm just drying those. Now that concrete pumpkin kind of absorbed my paint, so I did have to kind of go in there with a second coat on that to make it look nice and orange. That is definitely my favorite of the two. I really like that pumpkin. So cool. Good job, Dollar Tree, with your pumpkins this year. I love them. And these are both the perfect size, I think, for our little Farm Fresh Pumpkins tier tray. I'm going to go over the stem of both of them with a little more chalk paint. And this is the color Hazelnut, Chalk Paint by Waverly. And I am just going to paint the stems. Doesn't matter. I can be a little bit sloppy around the base because that's kind of how a pumpkin stem would be. And this is going to be the final touch on these 2 little pumpkins for our tier tray. I think this is definitely my only tier tray that doesn't have a fall theme. I was just looking at my kitchen table going, what in the heck? I love flamingos. And of course, they always go with my beach house. But like my signs and stuff said, hello, summer. I'm like, oh no. Okay, here's another Dollar Tree DIY. I picked up this little Happy Harvest wood cutout in the fall section at Dollar Tree. And it's kind of an art kit. It came with like paint. It's really kind of flimsy, but it'll be okay for a tier tray because nobody's going to be really playing with it. But it's got like Happy Harvest on there and like extreme glitter. Like I think they use like super glue on it. It's not going anywhere. The first thing I'm going to do with this is stain it with Antique Wax by Waverly, just to give it more of a sophisticated feel and less like a little art project for a child. And I go over the back because it's a tier tray. You might be able to see it. I'm going over the front. I'm going over the base just with 1 coat of the Antique Wax by Waverly. Then I wipe off the excess with a paper towel. And you can see that glitter kind of shines through. It kind of looks kind of cool just like that. You could totally leave it like that if you wanted. But I wanted little blue trucks for this tier tray, so that's what we're going to do. Now, at first I went in here with blue, orange, and green paint pens and painted because I thought that would be easier to fill it in, and it was, but I didn't really like it, the coverage. I think I really need chalk paint to go over all of the stain that was on there. So after I get it all on there with my paint pens, I decide to go in there with my chalk paint and just a tiny brush. So I'm going to go in with my Agave Chalk Paint by Waverly and make my little truck this pretty shade of blue. Just being careful to kind of follow where I've painted before. That actually kind of probably made it a lot easier. And just doing the cab and the back of our little blue truck. And then I'm going to go in and paint the pumpkins in the shade of pumpkin. There are 3 different sizes. I decided to go ahead and make them all orange because we're doing all orange pumpkins for these DIYs. And then I'm going to go in and I don't know why I did those leaves in green because fall leaves wouldn't be green. So I've already done orange for the pumpkin. So I'm just going to use yellow. This color is Maize, I believe, chalk paint by Waverly. And it's a pretty shade of yellow. And so we're going to make our little leaves yellow. Now, you've lost all that outline and stuff that it had before. So I'm just going to go back in with a Sharpie. It's going to give me my finest point and just redraw all the lines that were on there originally. You can see some of them through. Some of them I just kind of had to remember what they look like. And I'm just simply drawing those all back on. Easy peasy. We got our pumpkins. You can even put some lines on them. And then I'm outlining like all of the truck. Now, where it said Happy Harvest and glitter, even though I covered that with chalk paint, you can totally like see it through because it's so raised. Like that glitter was on there. So I just decided to go with it and just write Happy Harvest on there with my Sharpie. It did look a little bit sloppy. So I do go in and distress the whole piece with a little chalk paint by Waverly in the color of ivory. And that helped my letters look not quite so juvenile. And I'm just doing a very light dry brush all over. And we have another DIY project for our tier tray. I really love this tier tray, how it came together. It's super cute. And I'm using my new camera. This one is kind of choppy because of that. This is my first video I tried. I got these at Dollar General. They are salt and pepper shakers for $2. They also had this adorable blue truck for $3 that lights up. And he's the perfect shade. Oh, I don't have to do anything to either one of them. They're perfect. But since my salt and pepper shakers are going to be functional, I decided to make them a box. And I'm going to use this little metal box that I got at the Dollar Tree. And then I also got this at Dollar General, this table runner. Look how cute this is. It's perfect for my theme, little blue trucks and pumpkins. I love it. Okay, so I decided that box needed a little something more. So this is a little Farm Fresh pumpkin sign that I got out of another one of those tier tray starter packs at Target Dollar Spot that says Farm Fresh pumpkins. And I'm just going to attach it to the top of that metal box that I got from the Dollar Tree to make it look like a little box of pumpkins. This is, I guess, a thrift flip, maybe a thrift find. I got this cute little pumpkin dish at the thrift store. It looks like it was Pampered Chef. And it's perfect. Don't have to do anything to it. And it's perfect size, I think, for a tier tray. And it's orange. I want to use a couple of these hay bales from the Dollar Tree for risers. You always need lots of risers on tier trays, but look how messy these are. So definitely open these over something. They are really messy. And so I'm also going to use these adorable napkins that I found at Dollar General. I think they were $1.50 and little blue trucks with pumpkins. Yep. And they're beautiful. I love it because this is going to be on my kitchen table, so I'm going to need that. I also probably need one more riser, so I'm just going to use one of these wood circles from the Dollar Tree and stain it with some antique wax by Waverly. Perfect riser for one of those pumpkins. It's coming together. Okay, I want to make a pumpkin sign. I'm using one of these little metal square galvanized metal things from the Dollar Tree and one of these big orange stickers from the Dollar Tree. It comes on a sheet of stickers and I'm just attaching that with hot glue, and I love the combination of that glitzy sticker and that metal sign, but I want to stand it up, so I'm just going to use a piece of wood. I have one of these giant Jenga blocks from Five Below, and I'm just going to glue that on the back and my sign will stand up. Super easy. Then for the top, I have a pole coming out. I thought it would be fun to do some fall leaves. So I thought I would do like these yellow and orange maple leaves that I got at the Dollar Tree. I tried turning them around back to back, but I do end up just cutting 2 pieces and tying those to the top of my tier tray with a little bit of twine. These were strong though. I couldn't use my floral scissors from the Dollar Tree to cut them. I had to break out the real wire cutters. But I think that'll be the perfect touch, just to kind of stick out on the top of my tier tray and cover that pole in the middle. Okay guys, it's time to put this fall tier tray together. So I tied on those leaves to the pole there on the top. And here's that little Target dollar spot truck that we painted blue and filled with pumpkins. So cute. I want to put it on the top so everyone sees it. And my son wanted to make an appearance with his dragon that he just rescued. He has a bearded dragon that's 4 years old that he rescued, and he asked if he could be in the video. So he's going to make a sneak peek here in the background. There's my son, and there's Charlie, the bearded dragon. I thought you might get a kick out of that. And here's my little thrift find, this little pumpkin that I got at the thrift store. And I'm just going to kind of lean it up against the pole there. And here's our little Farm Fresh pumpkin sign from the Target dollar spot. Sorry the lighting's not great on this. I might have to do more of a lighting for this the next time I film one. Okay, moving down to the second tier, I'm going to use one of those hay bales and that little light up blue truck from the Dollar General. Not sure if I like it lighting up or not. We'll see. It might drive me crazy. And then I'm just going to use a little wood sign as a riser from the Target dollar spot. And on top of that, I'm going to put our salt and pepper shakers that are in our little Farm Fresh pumpkins bin. And we have our functional salt and pepper shakers for our tier tray. Okay, what else can we put on this layer? I like to go by different heights. I think I'm kind of alternating the blue trucks in there as well. So let's do that Happy Harvest blue truck here. And then we'll need another pumpkin. So I'm going to use that riser that we stained and that super cool concrete pumpkin that we painted orange. If I had 2 of those circles, I could have made that even higher. I might have to pick up another one. And then just to fill up any dead space, I'm going to use more of that pumpkin vase filler that I got at the Target dollar spot. And anywhere there's a hole, I'm just filling it with a pumpkin. I thought about making a wood bead garland for this tier tray. I usually do. I kind of ran out of time, and I think it's okay without it. So just filling that up. You can see that flashing light inside that truck just changes colors. I don't know if I like that. I wish it was kind of like maybe a steady light. This is one of those place card chalkboards from the Target party section, and I like it because it lets me put napkins in here and lean them up against, let them stand up, those pretty napkins we got at Dollar General, and it makes a great napkin holder for me for this. I've used it on other ones, and so I'm just kind of arranging how I kind of want a little truck here and a little truck there, but not necessarily like on top of each other in the tier tray. So this is our little blue truck that we got at the Dollar Tree that we painted and filled the back with pumpkins. You could use that for any season as well. You could just change what you put in the back of it. And then up next, let's do this little planter that we made from the Dollar Tree. Just painted it orange and filled it with some Dollar Tree plants. And I like that little vibe it gives us there. Here is that metal sign we made with the Dollar Tree sticker. So pretty and kind of big, so it takes up a little bit of space there on my bottom tier tray. And another one of our little hay bales and our Dollar Tree pumpkins that we painted orange. And then just like I did on the second layer, I have lots of dead space, empty little spots. And I'm just going to go around and fill those in with that vase filler. And you don't have to have the ones, from Target. You can always use the ones from Dollar Tree. I just kind of like the painting on these better. They kind of look like the ones from the Dollar Tree that I have painted. And they are kind of difficult to paint because you can't use your heat gun to dry them because they the styrofoam melts. I found out the hard way. And so just filling that up until I am happy with it. And here's the final reveal. What do you guys think? Oh, I'm so glad I did it. It made my kitchen table feel so ready for fall. And I love the little blue trucks and the orange pumpkins combination. It goes great with that runner that I got from the Dollar General. So this was definitely a Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Target Dollar Spot tier tray. I got a little bit of items from all three stores, and with a little DIY, just put them all together, and I love the combination. I think they turned out really cute. What do you guys think? What was your favorite item that is on our tier tray? And can you believe that I had a summer tier tray? As many tier trays as I do? Crazy. Problem solved though. It's only been fall for a couple days, so whew, we're in the clear. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier tray DIY. And if you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would encourage you to subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. And here's that little runner. Isn't it cute? I love it. And it goes perfect with our tier tray. So again, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And until next time, happy crafting, everyone. Goodbye.